What's up, y'all? Rob Anderson with Clean Power Wash. Probably my final video here at our shop in Delmar. I've been here since 2020, actually since, fall 2020. Um, it's kind of crazy to be to this point that we've moved out, bought a new building, moved to that location. Really excited about all those things and kind of wanted to reflect here on our time here in this building. Good thing for me to be able to remember it all in the moment. Back in 2020, with all the COVID stuff going on and whatnot, and we continued to grow the business in my backyard, and got to a point where some people from the county came out and they were like, "Hey, you can't run a business in your backyard." Uh, so we'd been looking and looking and looking, trying to find space. We'd actually considered building a pole building in my backyard. Which would have been a whole lot cheaper, but ultimately it was a really good thing that we moved the business out of my backyard. Found the spot, moved in. Took us like a week to literally move out everything and move it in here, which granted we went from like 1,500 square feet to 12,000. I'll be really honest. I mean, when we moved in here, it was a huge move. We went from $0 in rent to, I think back then it was like 5,300. And really, when we looked at like the different rental options and things, there was a lot of smaller places that were available that didn't have as much parking, that didn't have as great of a location, that quite frankly would fit us as we were right then, but wouldn't give us much room to grow, and definitely not room to park vehicles in. So that's ultimately what kind of sold us on this, was the ability to have a spot that we really and truly couldn't outgrow. And a space that, the whole a goldfish will grow to the size of its container, or its environment. That was a big reason to jump to this big shop. And listen to some other people, basically come in and the cost is, 10% of your net revenue or whatever, and then when you get it down to 2% of your revenue, typically your business has outgrown that space. We've been running way too high on that overall percentage for this, with the annual increases of everything else that's gone on, and the overall inflation of everything else that we're spending money on. But this was a great step in our business when we moved in. Going from the house, going into a building, added a lot of legitimacy. Took the office people out of our house. We no longer had technicians coming in to use the bathroom inside of our house. Was able to kind of separate work and home life a bit more, instead of walk out to the backyard and then I was at work. I really did miss the, okay, cool, I can work. I got to take my kids to practice at 5 o'clock. I can stop working at 4:56, walk home, and leave. Which is much similar to that now with the new location, because it's like 8 minutes to get home. This location has helped us with travel logistics and things, because where we were, basically this saved everybody about a good 10 to 15 minutes in getting back to my house. And it expanded our overall territory and reach, because, hey, now we were 10 to 15 minutes north. That made it so that other areas that would have been super far away, we're just a little bit far, not terrible now. So it was just another thing to think about. This has provided a spot where we've been able to be and park our vehicles all inside during cold temperatures, and has been a big selling thing for us in the off season, in the winter and whatnot, that we're one of the few companies that could still work, because we could just winterize our truck. Or we didn't have to winterize our truck. We could just park it inside, didn't have to spend all the time blowing out hose lines and everything. And I'm a little bit worried about it, I'll be honest, with the new location, until we get the pole building built, about what we'll do when it's crazy cold. But we'll cross that bridge and we'll find a way and keep going. We've been blessed with some opportunities here, getting free scaffolding, that enabled us to easily save 10 grand in what we would have spent to buy the scaffolding or buying other shelving and whatnot. So Cation enabled us to have, up to 20 employees at one point. Plenty of parking space, plenty of spots for all the vehicles, trucks. Having the fuel tank on site has been good. We paid a premium for that and won't be doing that at the new location, or at least as of right now. I'm glad we're moving out, again, cost-wise, but also just, if you've rented and you've owned, there's just something different about when you actually own it. You can do it when I know that everything that's wrong with that building is my responsibility and we have to take care of it. And here it's somebody else's, or we're limited on what we can do. And that's had an impact on us. We moved in here when, I think we did like 550, 650, something like that year. And, now we're a $1.1 million company. So try to keep continuing to grow it. The economy's been weird. We've had a bunch of things that have gone on with the business and all that have stopped us from doing that. We have the vehicles and equipment and everything, and right now, making this video in August 24, we got a staff of, there's 4 technicians, office person, and myself. And we'll rebuild for Christmas lights. We'll rebuild again for power wash next season, and just continue to grow from there. It's also nice to have that future view of where we'll be with the new location, that we really, long term, we wanted to buy another building in another place, another town for a second location, buy this, but it was clear we weren't going to be able to buy it, and that, long term being here, just wasn't going to make sense. It's been great to have the different office spaces. We've had sales offices, conference rooms. We've hosted meetings for networking groups and things here. We've done a lot. We've done a lot in this space. It's interesting having this chapter end, and just knowing that it was an inevitability. It needed to happen, and I'm excited about where we're going. So I'll do one last tour of all this, and then I'm basically it. So you guys have seen this area. We always had the videos, and I think I'm gonna leave the paneling. I don't know. I may take the paneling down. I don't know what I'm gonna do with it. But we painted that area black. We got our lovely all the Ethernet cabling, which we've taken all the other stuff down. Left all that for the next person because that's been a big pain. Used to have the office manager. We've had the office assistant there or on the other side of the wall before. And our crazy black and yellow wall. And on the other side, we have the big bright red wall because let's go Maryland. This is the conference room. Right now, we just have our 4 blue chairs here that we're probably just donating to Habitat for Humanity. All that's been cleared out. Some other tough clip stuff, the neon clips, all this other stuff. It's insane. It's been several months in the making, but we're finally cleared out of this space and ready for the next person, ready for the next stage of somebody else's business. We put all the Christmas lights up there the first year, and then after that Christmas and then got some racking and had the racks up here, and then moved all the racks to the back, and it's crazy. It's crazy. We've got to get these big old fridge and freezer over to the new location. So we got basically like 1 truckload left, and then we are done. We also painted that bright yellow so that nobody would run into it. And we built that little kind of like a shop manager's office out here. Yeah, chapter is closed, done. Again, super excited for the future.